about that, Cliff? We are almost finished. It's day 21, and we started way back in November 12th, in beautiful Fort Pierce at Lawnwood Regional. And it's always the fact that we end here in Port St. Lucie at the St. Lucie Medical Center. And we are here today, and we're going to be saying goodbye to the Christmas kids. In fact, tomorrow is when we give away the toys.
Well, actually, we say goodbye in style. That's when we give away all the toys. Each child receives 3 new toys each in the bags that have been packed by the volunteers. So we are ready.
We are ready.
Tomorrow morning.
And of course, St. Lucie Medical Center, a 229-bed hospital offering a full range of acute care services and outpatient surgery services. It's an orthopedic center of excellence. It's considered one of the best in the country for joint replacement. We'll talk about all that good stuff. But we've got another great choir. In fact, we've talked with them and heard from them several days ago. The Village Green Environmental Studies School are here to provide us with some Christmas cheer. Let's hear it, guys.
Frosty the snowman was a jolly, happy soul, with a corncob pipe and a button nose, and his eyes made out of coal. Frosty the snowman is a fairy tale, they say. He was made of snow, but the children know how he came to life one day. There must have been some magic in that old silk hat they found, for when they placed it on his head, he began to dance around. Oh, Frosty the snowman was alive as he could be, and the children say he could laugh and play just the same as you and me. Frosty the snowman knew the sun was hot that day, so he said, let's run and we'll have some fun, down before I melt away. Down to the village with a broomstick in his hand, running here and there all around the square, saying, catch me if you can. He led them down the streets of town right to the traffic cop, and he only paused a moment when he heard him holler, stop. For Frosty the snowman had to hurry on his way, but he waved goodbye saying, don't you cry, I'll be back again someday.
Very nice, Frosty the Snowman. You know, I'm looking at, I love your scarf. Are you from up north? How many of you guys have built a snowman? Wow, are you guys from Florida? What, you went up north in the wintertime and actually built a snowman? Okay, very cool, because it's kind of unusual to build a snowman in Florida. But guys, thanks a lot. We're going to hear more from you. The Village Green Environmental Studies School. Mm-hmm.
And we'll find out a little bit more about what is it, an environmental studies school in just a moment. We have the principal here with us. But let's first of all meet the Chief Nursing Officer of St. Lucie Medical Center, Nancy Hilden. Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. It is a real pleasure to be here this morning. I have done quite a few of these, Carol. I don't know the exact number.
Over the years?
Over the years. Okay. So I have been the Chief Nursing Officer at St. Lucie Medical Center for 23 years. So it's somewhere around the 20 mark, right?
That it certainly is, yes.
21 years that we've been doing this, which it is, when I woke up this morning, looked at my calendar, saw we had the radio show. That was a good day to get to interact with the kids. My kids are older, although I have 2 grandchildren, and to hear their voices and to hear that cheer and that holiday spirit is just so rewarding. So,
and so you came right in, put the hat on, and
absolutely fit right in. Absolutely.
You know, we hear a lot about core values at St. Lucie Medical Center. When you look at what you're trying to bring into the operation and have, what does that mean?
That is a great question, because when you deliver care today, it is not just the clinical outcomes that we talk about, which I'm sure we'll talk about more, but it's the service. It's how you treat people. And about 5 years ago, we implemented our core values of compassion, accountability, respect, and enthusiasm. And enthusiasm really works for today, I brought my colleague, Tammy Speed, the director of Orthopedic and Spine Institute, who's been with us for 15 years. And our CEO said her middle name is Fun, and so that's why I chose to bring her with me today. But as I mentioned, she's the director of our Orthopedic and Spine Institute. And how does your team live these values every day?
Good morning. With the core values that we have, the compassion, accountability, respect, and enthusiasm, we practice a patient-centered care philosophy. So we have to have the compassion to take care of our patients. And we hold our staff accountable, and then we do it with respect for their privacy, their care, and enthusiasm. We always have a smile on our faces. And that's one of the things that differentiate us here at St. Lucie Medical Center is the happiness that we have here every single day. Everybody's got a smile on their face. So it's really wonderful.
So it's not only the values, but it shows up in other ways. I mean, they're not only in patients, but I mean, there are companies that then look around at hospitals and say, okay, you're doing well here, maybe not over here, but you have something happening with health grades and leapfrog.
Right, and we talked about our clinical outcomes, Carol, in addition to our core values, and really excited because there's an organization called Leapfrog, and twice a year they give a grade, and although there are 5,000 hospitals in the United States, 2,600 hospitals participate in this grade system, just like schools get grades, right? So recently they said hospitals should get grades as well. And so we got one about a month ago, November 9th, and both St. Lucie Medical Center, and I know you started at our sister hospital, Lawnwood Regional Medical Center, for the beginning of this tour, and both hospitals got a grade A this fall, and we worked.
Everybody can appreciate that.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
and so very, very proud. And our logo at St. Lucie Medical Center is Proud to Care. And we have a lot of staff who take a lot of pride in the care that we give our patients.
Now, when an organization like that evaluates your hospital and says you are an A hospital, what does that mean? What do they evaluate?
Right. There are actually 28 different measures. And they're everything to, did your patients get an infection while they're in the hospital? What was the score that the patient rated you on for their satisfaction? What are your readmission rates back into the hospital? How many falls did you have at your hospital? How many medication errors? There's a lot of safety measures in that. We have our physicians ordering their own orders. We have our nurses scanning armbands, and that's how they know how to give the right medication. So 28 different measures, and all this information is pooled. We don't give them the information. They gather the information so that you know that it's completely fair and unbiased.
And of course, we have to mention you mentioned Lawnwood received an A.
Yep.
St. Lucie received an A.
Yeah.
Any other hospital on the Treasure Coast?
No other hospital this fall received an A on the Treasure Coast. And as I mentioned, every 6 months you get a grade. And so very excited to be top of class in the Treasure Coast. So, we're bragging about that a little bit.
Congratulations. Okay, bragging with good reason.
Mm-hmm.
We'll come back and talk more about St. Lucie Medical Center and all that is some of the new services here. But let's go back to our environmental school
And Cynthia
hear
Reynolds,
some more.
the 4th and 5th graders, the choir, some great Christmas harmonies for us.
Oh, Christmas tree, however green your branches. Oh, Christmas tree, however green your branches. You never change the whole year round. You brighten up the snowy ground. Oh, Christmas tree, however green your branches. Oh, Christmas tree, however green your branches. Oh, Christmas tree, however green your branches. the trees at Christmas time, and merry bells begin to chime. Oh, Christmas tree, how evergreen your branches.
Village Green Environmental Studies School. Cynthia Reynolds, would you step up to the microphone, because I know we have not missed the concert. We talked about this several days ago. You guys got a big event coming up this Thursday?
Oh, yes, sir. It's this Thursday at 6 p.m. at Village Green School. And today, they're not only the choir, but this is also the cast of the show. It's called Christmas at the OK Corral, where the kindergartners will be singing, but there'll be some drama to it. And this is the whole cast for the drama. So it's set in the West, and we have people like the mayor, and we have a bad guy called Bubblegum Bart.
Bubblegum Bart.
And we have a librarian, and we have, a barber, and I'm just trying to think of all our other acts. We have, of course, Santa Claus and Rudolph and Candy Cane Kid. Mm-hmm. We got that as well. So not only are they singing right now, but they're also the cast of our show that will feature the kindergartners at our school. So we're so excited, and everybody's welcome to come.
Are you Bubblegum Bart? Oh, okay.
Yes,
So,
we got
very good.
Bubblegum Bart.
So now you don't have a drama department per se.
Not at this time, but we are lucky to have some of Port St. Lucie High School students come and help us with the 5th grade. They will be coming starting January the 9th, and they'll be teaching our 5th graders 4 different musical selections.
Yeah.
And so by the end of the year, kind of May for school that is, we'll be putting on a little something for the school.
What a good partnership, because Port St. Lucie High School's drama department is like second to none.
They have been stars of the Christmas Kids shows, yes. And certainly thank you. If we might pass the microphone down to, we have a guest, the principal of Terry Davis. And thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you for inviting us to our second show with you this year. It's been a great opportunity for our kids and our music teacher.
Now, when we hear Environmental Studies School, what does that mean?
So the theme of the school is environmental studies. So what we do is we teach the Florida curriculum, but we teach that through an environmental studies focus. So instead of just teaching about plants in books, we have 2 huge gardens outside in the school. The students are involved in planting, nurturing the plants, harvesting, and then we had some farm-to-table experiences last year where the kids got to eat what they grow. We have some astronomy binocular sets. We bring those out in January for our 5th graders, and we have like a scavenger hunt, find the galaxy, find this star, find this constellation, those kinds of things. We have solar electric demonstration kits. We have weather stations for our 5th graders. So it's all of the Florida standards, but we teach them through that focus, because we really feel that when you get kids involved with the actual stuff, they just learn more, and it's a lot more fun.
Now, can other students say, I want to go there, even though I may not live close to it? Can I
We're
go?
not a magnet school.
Okay.
No, but, with the new Florida laws, we, everything goes through our student assignment office in Fort Pierce. But if the school has room and a parent can transport the child, if they live outside of our zone or even outside of our county, then they're able to attend.
And the idea of what you're trying to do with this, I mean, have children that are just more aware of...
Well, kids need to know where food comes from. It doesn't just show up in Publix wrapped in plastic.
It doesn't?
Sorry to dispel that Christmas myth, but no, it does not. They need to ultimately take care of the environment for themselves and for their children as well.
Okay, well, certainly thank you, and thank you for our second appearance with the Christmas Kids, and certainly thank you for being here. And if we might ask, let's see, Tammy Speed from the Orthopedic and Spine.
And I was looking at the website, and I'm just wondering, is this a new trend? I mean, I'm noticing a 35-bed all-private room designed to feel like an upscale hotel rather than a hospital. Is this is this how we're doing things now with hospitals?
Well, we would like to say that we're doing it everywhere, but we designed the Orthopedic and Spine Institute, which opened about 7 years ago. We designed it with the architect, one of our orthopedic surgeons, Nancy here, and then one of the orthopedic nurses, to embrace a healing environment. So it's all the warm earth tones and a spa-like atmosphere. The all-private rooms help with the infection prevention, and that's part of our Leapfrog program too. And you just heal when you're in that kind of environment. So that's our promotion. Eventually, every hospital will go to it, but right now we're very, very proud of our Orthopedic and Spine Institute.
Mm-hmm.
So we are known for this at St. Lucie Medical Center, and we do more joint surgeries, hips, knees, shoulders, ankles, than any other hospital on the east coast of Florida. So we have over 20 board-certified orthopedic surgeons. We're very lucky. Why did they all, 35 years ago, pick to land in Port St. Lucie? But there was a core group that have been here for 35 years, and then each year we add a couple more. We have great outcomes. We've had patients as far away as Europe. It is not unusual for us to get patients from LA, from Chicago, from up north. So we've got very well-known orthopedic surgeons, and we're very proud of our program.
When you just walk in, there's a different feel to it. There's a very calming feel.
There is. When you walk off that elevator, you're like, is this really a hospital? And we did design it with that in mind. As you walk down the halls of this unit, it's just different because we don't need as much equipment, that basically you have a patient who's somewhat healthy but coming in to get a knee replacement. And so everything's hidden, and we did that on purpose. And so you do feel like you're in a hotel spa.
You do. Now, there's some other things that have done quite well in the last year, or that we're hearing about St. Lucie.
Absolutely. I want to mention, and I'm going to pass the microphone to Tammy in a minute, but I want to mention our OB program. We have a new director who's been with us for a little over 2 years, and what she has brought to this hospital, we're working on our baby-friendly designation. If we hope to get this in the spring of 2019. We will be the first hospital in the Treasure Coast to have that. But I also want to mention our ER and our recent redesignation of our chest pain center, because Tammy really did double duty. In addition to be the director of ortho, she used to work in the ER. And so I want her to tell just a little bit about our chest pain center, which we have the only chest pain center in the Treasure Coast.
The Chest Pain Center is sponsored by the American College of Cardiology. And what it is it has specific standards that need to be met for a cardiac patient, whether it's somebody having a STEMI, which is a full heart attack, or somebody that's just having chest pain and they don't know what is causing the chest pain. Anything from nose to navel that you can't explain away, pain, you need to get it checked out. That's
Remember
the
that,
philosophy.
nose to navel.
Nose
Okay.
to navel. Got it. Front or back. Because the signs and symptoms.
Front or back.
back.
Yeah.
Front or back, because with cardiac involvement, it can affect that area. So you have to get it checked out. So what we did is we applied to the Chest Pain Society, and we met their standards. And we are one of the only hospital on the Treasure Coast to meet these standards. And we've had it for the past 3 cycles, and each cycle is 3.5 years. So we are doing excellent. Now, does this mean we do open heart surgery? No. But what we do is we have the best processes to take care of the cardiac patient on the Treasure Coast, and that's what it means.
As I remember, meeting the standards. I mean, if you walk into the emergency room and say, I have chest pain,
right?
There's a time limit.
Right.
Within so many minutes, you're going to be seen.
Correct. And our average time is 5 minutes. And our transfer times to get the patient to the next level, like if they need the open heart surgery, we can get it done in as little as 11 minutes. We've partnered with St. Lucie County EMS, and we have the systems and the processes, and they go. We also have a cath lab here, and we are able to serve those needs on a limited schedule, but we have the access to do so much for this. And while I'm doing this real quick, I just want to throw this in about our programs and everything. You know, we see Village Green here. We support them through the United Way with our backpack program. So we're able to deliver backpacks at the beginning of the year, and I actually recognized the principal, and that's how I knew who they were. So it's good to see these kids where we help supply and give them the support that they need.
And that is something that St. Lucie Medical Center does a lot of. You have pizza sales and
We
all
have a
kinds
lot of
things
different things, whether it's making strides against breast cancer, but again, as Tammy said, supporting our neighbors, our schools. We also work with the Boys and Girls Club, but all the departments adopt kids for the backpacks, and so that's one in August that we love to do.
And Christmas, because we got that tomorrow night, helping people succeed.
Okay, and certainly thank you for supporting the Christmas Kids. I mean, we certainly
Absolutely.
appreciate that as well.
We love
One
it.
Quick question on the baby friendly.
Yes.
What does that mean? When you get that designation,
It
what does that mean?
involves a lot of different things, but it's a lot of education to the patients, and there is a focus on breastfeeding, but it's not a sole focus on breastfeeding, but it's some of the latest literature. So whatever the mother chooses, whether it is bottle feeding or breastfeeding, that we meet all of those education needs. You have to have so many lactation consultants. You've got to have so many nurses that are certified. So, for example, on our OB unit, 67% of our nurses are certified in their specialty. You're not going to find that in another OB hospital in the state of Florida. So, always looking to raise the level of care, but it's really that focus on the baby and the feeding and taking care, the safety, how they sleep. There's a lot of information that has come out recently. The use of pacifiers, how they sleep, how you cuddle. We are to get from delivery to the mother's, and we call it skin to skin, to the mother's chest, that we want that within 30 seconds. Whether they've had a cesarean section or they have a vaginal delivery, we want that baby on the mother's chest. For a C-section, we have a mechanism where, you know, the mother's draped so they're not seeing everything, but during the time when the baby's pulled out, there's a clear drape so the mother actually sees the delivery. So there's a lot of things that go on behind that.
So it's been a good year, but
it has been a
lots
great year.
more to
Absolutely.
achieve. Okay.
I
well,
wanted to ask about the senior-friendly ER and what that offers.
Okay, so we have a relatively new ER. We opened the new ER with 16,000 square feet in 2014, but we've actually designated 7 rooms to be senior-friendly, and there's about 7 or 8 things that we did. We actually painted the outside of the frame of the door gray, so everybody would know those are the senior friendly. We have an extra handrail to get to the stretcher to the sink. There's 2 chairs instead of 1 chair because a lot of time the elderly will come with more than one person. There's a stool to get onto the stretcher because little old ladies have a hard time, you know, and I could put myself in that category. I'm on the shorter stature side, and sometimes it's a little hard to get up to that. We have eyeglasses, different strengths, and if you need a pair of reading glasses, then we encourage you to just take those with you. But there is some mechanisms if people are hard of hearing. We have a mechanism for us to be able to hear the patients and for them to be able to hear us. Special phone with the large dials that they can see the numbers.
Yeah.
So just a lot of those different things. Education in big print so that they can take that information home with them.
Very good.
Great. Well, we'll
Some
be back.
great programs.
We'll be back and hear about the favorite holiday memories in just a moment, but let's hear from Village Green Environmental Studies School.
Jolly old St. Nicholas, lead your ear this way. Don't you tell a single soul what I'm going to say. Christmas Eve is coming soon, now you dear old man. Whisper what you'll bring to me, tell me if you can. When the clock is striking 12, when I'm fast asleep, down the chimney tall and round, with your pack you'll creep. All the stockings you will find hanging in a row. Mine will be the shortest one, you'll be sure to know. Johnny wants a pair of skates, Susie wants a toy. Nancy wants a storybook, one to bring her joy. As for me, I'm not too sure, so I'll say goodnight. Choose for me, dear Santa Claus, what you think is right.
Village Green Environmental Studies School and the choir and some of the cast members from the show that's going to be happening on Thursday. What is it? Bad News Bart? No, what was it? Bubblegum Bart. Okay.
Okay, all right. Good luck. Okay. And now, part of the tradition of the Christmas Kids, your favorite holiday memory. Okay, and we are in a hospital.
As I mentioned, our children are older, 28 and 32, but I have 2 grandchildren. And so the last couple I shared my memories that were more when I was a child, but this time I want to share some new memories that we're starting. And I started this when the kids were younger, and we had recently moved to Florida, and they get a special Christmas tree ornament every year, and we give that on Thanksgiving Day, which is then kind of the beginning of the holiday season. And so this past Thanksgiving, we were able to go up to South Carolina to see our kids and grandkids, and I had a Christmas ornament for everybody to continue the tradition.
That's a good tradition. Memories to come here. Tammy, speak.
Well, my holiday tradition is decorating my house, and I have 50 snowflake bears from Walmart starting in 1989 and going forward, either ones or pairs. But my whole house gets decorated. And 2 years ago, my 6-year-old granddaughter, she was 6 then, was there with me helping me decorate. And she looked at me after we got through. She said, "Oh, Noni, that was such an adventure."
I'm sure. Is that some Clark Griswold action there?
Yes, exactly. I mean, it's in the bathroom, it's in the kitchen, it's everywhere.
And she'll continue the tradition, right?
She will. She will.
Mr. Davis.
So my father was a musician, and so it kind of is in the family. And our favorite tradition now, and we started in the early 2000s, was my oldest plays the piano, and my youngest plays the cello, and I play the violin. So we play Christmas piano trios, holiday music for friends and family, and we look forward to it every year.
That is great. And we have just had another guest walk in, Barbara Edwards, Chief Quality Control. Let's see.
Vice President. Yes, this is Barbara Edwards, the Vice President of our Quality Department. And Barbara, we're sharing our fond holiday memories, something we do, tradition. And so if you would add to the story.
Just in time here.
So a fond Christmas tradition or holiday tradition. I started making a homemade fudge probably about 20 years ago, and just one of those things, I found a recipe and I made it once, and now I start getting requests around the 1st of December to make sure 20 years later that I'm making that same fudge for the family.
So how much do you make now?
I make quite a bit of fudge.
Okay,
Fortunately, everything was in one place in the grocery store, and it was a quick shop, and then I'm busy baking.
There you go.
Well, certainly thank you to everyone at St. Lucie Medical Center and also to Village Green Environmental Studies School for helping us close out the Christmas Kids season. We close it out tomorrow by giving away the toys.
Oh, yeah.
And Paul and G and Greg will be on the air bright and early, 6 a.m. from the toy warehouse.
The Logistics Center. And you guys have done all the packing and all that's done. It's all ready to be given away starting.
Every family registered has a bag of toys, yes.
At 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, those doors will open and we'll be giving those toys away.
That is right.
We're ready. Carol, we're going back to November 12th. This all started November 12th, as we mentioned at the beginning of the show, in that Lawnwood Regional, and it's appropriate that we end at the St. Lucie Medical Center
And we
today.
made it to December 12th.
Yeah,
yes.
we did. Yeah, we did.
And thank you.
Yeah,
that's
there you
right.
go.
Yes, and certainly thank you to everyone who has supported all of St. Lucie Medical Center and Lawnwood and all of the people in between. So certainly thank you.
All righty. If we can hear more from Village Green Elementary Environmental Studies School, they'll take us out with some more Christmas cheer.
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. Over the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtail ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing and sleighing song tonight. Jingle bells, jingle all the